Every chapter, and the chapters are short, every chapter starts with a saying, virtually a one-liner by a character in my book. Who's a graffiti artist. So I start each chapter with a one-liner, and the one-liner at the beginning of this chapter is, "There are corpses wandering about this country of illusion, and having never eaten of empathy, have already died of starvation." That's the quote. And the graffiti artist is a gentleman, or a young man by the name of Reverend Tom Groans. So I'll just read a page and a half to introduce Angela. When I first saw Angela, I fell under the spell of her serene gracefulness. Her agreeably relaxed posture indicated to me a sex drive both full-blooded as well as earthy. I felt regenerated in her company. Her body shape implicitly represented sensual comfort, and yet Angela was also a killer. I could diagnose contradictory forces at play within Angela, as her gentle, disarming smile often veered off to become a mischievous off-center smirk. Her refined nose terminated in a marginally bulbous tip, and her eyebrows were shaped like ticks from the center outwards, the way cartoonists portray villains. She was a person who knew her faults and was prepared to rectify them by backtracking or reversing her opinions if she thought she had something to gain from such a reversal. And reverse she often did, as she also had the unfortunate capacity of seeing falsehood and deception at every turn. This repulsion prevented her from ever being radicalized towards any political extreme, and allowed her to abandon herself to only those things that were of crucial self-interest to her. She could U-turn on a pinhead. Angela was unpredictable, yet her decisions were driven by a strong logic and an even stronger irritability when in the presence of hypocrisy. She was beautiful and was often underestimated. Angela in Wonderland's persona, just like Alice's, was influenced by whatever corridor in life she, Angela, found herself in. The huge disruption of scale between these differing personas marked her as the patron saint of anything goes. This girl was uncorrupted by romanticism. In fact, she was unaffected by anything other than that which could literally knock her off her feet or take her considerable breath away. Angela embarked on all her missions knowing that her abilities were honed. She was aware of her strengths and weaknesses, and was cautiously appreciative of her adversaries' attributes, never underestimating anything. There was no official order for the particular action that happened. It was purely personal. The target was a government agent and professional killer, the leader of a death squad, a certain Captain J.B., a man indirectly responsible for the death of one of her friends a little more than a year earlier. Angela's target, the foe she was to kill, a thin man of medium height, in his early 30s and wearing a blue suit, did not even know of her existence or of the enthusiasm that through her surged. Experience and stealth, that element of surprise, was mounted on her side.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for coming.
And please do come and buy a book.
Yes.